Welcome to our next video. Today we're going to be showing you a procedure for how to take care of a out-of-tune unison. At times piano may have been tuned fairly recently within the last few weeks, but maybe as it's starting to go slightly out of tune, there might be one note that goes out of tune much worse than the rest, and so it sticks out. So it's a fairly easy thing for someone with a fairly good ear to fix an out-of-tune unison with the right tools and the right know-how. So we're going to show you. This piano is in relatively good tuning. It's not perfect, but it's in fairly good tune. But as we play through it, you might have noticed when we got to this G up here that it's very sour sounding compared to the rest. So, and if you're playing along and you hear something that doesn't sound quite right, you can kind of narrow it down. Just play through your octaves or even single notes. And it's fairly evident when you come to a note that's bad, that's more out of tune than the rest. You can hear it. So what we'll do is we're going to take the front off, and basically most of these just lift off. Sometimes there's little brackets that hold it in place, but once we got the front off, we've got access to the tuning pins. And of course you can see the hammers and everything here. So we're going to go up here to the G, and this is a common area for the piano to go out of tune. If it's one or two notes that might go out of tune faster, it's oftentimes right above the treble break. So as you can see, this one is the first note in the high treble section, and I'm going to be demonstrating. Here we've got our basic tuning hammer, which is an acceptable one to use. This isn't one that most professionals would use, but it's our lowest priced hammer that we have, and it works for touch-ups like we're going to be showing you how to do today. We also have, this is our professional tuning hammer with a nylon handle. It works as well, but it's more expensive. It'll give you more control. But that's another one, and of course the head and the tip can be changed on this one. But I'm going to be demonstrating on this one, since this is often the tool that someone would be using. Basically all you'll need is a tuning hammer and a couple of mutes, so rubber mutes. Okay, so I've got a pair of mutes here, and what we're going to do is going to go up here to this note. First of all, you want to figure out which string it is that's out of tune. Oftentimes it's just one string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute off the outside strings and just have the center string sound. And I'm going to check the octave on that. Maybe the fourth and the fifth. Okay, and that sounds fairly decent. So we can assume that our middle string is about where it should be. And I pulled out the mute from the left string. We've still got a pretty good unison there, and of course we pull out the one from the right string. So now we know the problem string is the one on the right. So what I'm going to do is that's the one that needs to be tuned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tune it to the center string. So I'm going to mute the left string, and all I do is I insert my rubber mute here, so it mutes off the left string, and then I'll put my tuning hammer on that tuning pin. As you can see, the one on the right corresponds with the tuning pin on the bottom of the three. Okay, and that's how it always is. The one on the top is to the left, the one in the middle goes to the middle string, and the one on the bottom will go for the string on the right. Okay, so basically we're just going to be listening by pulling the tuning hammer clockwise. That will raise the pitch. If you did it counterclockwise, that's going to lower the pitch. But now, just by listening, you may not be able to hear if you're not used to tuning pianos, you might not be able to hear if it's sharp or flat. So then, and what you could do is you could mute off the middle in the left string. And you might be able to tell that the one on the right is a little bit low. But otherwise, what you can do is just turn the tuning hammer just a little bit and give it kind of a jerking motion like that. And if you can hear it's getting closer, then you know you're going in the wrong direction. If you hear it's getting further away, so for example, maybe that right string was sharp of the rest. Okay, if you pull at it a little bit, or you could just be on the safe side, pull it down first, just to see if it's sharp or flat. But you kind of want to tell if it's getting further away or a little bit closer. Again, probably best to go down first, to just to be on the safe side, because if you pull it up too much in pitch, then you're going to risk breaking the string. But I can tell. And sometimes it's good to go a little bit sharp and then come down to it. So there we've got a pretty good unison there. And the reason that I come above it and then come down is because sometimes that pin will twist a little bit. So you want to make sure that it's actually moved in the hole. So come up above pitch a little bit and then back, inch it, and just notch it back down a little bit. Now I can hear that the one on the left is off a little bit. So there we've got a very good three-string unison, and that will have taken care of the problem. So fairly simple task to do. It's handy to have a basic tuning hammer and a couple mutes on hand. Maybe you're in a church situation or a school situation, and the piano is mostly in tune, but you've got a sour note and you've got a concert, or maybe you're practicing and the piano tuner's not coming for a couple weeks, and you want it to sound tolerable until somebody can come in and get it tuned. And so this is a good way to take care of that problem.